Hey guys! Wow, it's been a long time. I wanted to film a quick impromptu video because I was feeling inspired to start talking about my journey where I'm at. Today is December 30th, 2017, so we are about to embark on a new year. I was driving. I have a nice few moments here of being child-free. My sweet husband is watching her right now. So I was out running some errands and then I thought, I'll just film this video. I really miss seeing you guys. I really miss making videos for you. I'm gonna be doing that really soon again. I have so many ideas for videos. And I wanted to just talk about a little bit about my journey, but also just where I am with, you know, the nutritarian stuff and the weight loss and trying to get back into shape. So here it is. I gave birth on October 24th to a beautiful baby girl. She's amazing. Her name is Isabella, or Isabella. And she's the best. Everything's been going really well except for the whole breastfeeding thing. We had some issues with that, not with milk production, but with just the latch and some things like that. So I've done a lot of work on trying to fix that and get that going, which is going okay right now. The end of my pregnancy journey just felt very out of character for me because I was still in standard American diet mode a little bit. So I was doing smoothies and salads, but then maybe 1 or 2 meals a day would just be not, you know, perfect. I was having a lot of sandwiches. I was having some meat still. I would have dairy and things. It wasn't all like that. I was getting some really good salads in and smoothies and all that. I made sure to have some of it. But then towards the end, I just got so tired and I was so heavy, just so ready to give birth that that sort of just became my priority. And I always say, I think with weight loss and exercise, the only reason people don't do it is because they don't prioritize it, right? They prioritize other things, like if their kids have soccer practice, or if their husband is sick in the hospital, or if they really like to watch Netflix, or it doesn't matter what it is, you know. Priorities take over, and if you don't make those the priorities, then that can really hinder your goals. So I've always said that my main priority has always been healthy food, and that is evident in the fact that I've always eaten healthy food. Close second is exercise, because I love to go out for walks and things like that, but I'm not like a super crazy fitness buff or anything, so exercise has been like kind of number 2, and I'll do that a little bit. But I would say my health has been probably my main priority, and that's why I keep up with it. I always come back to it, etc. During pregnancy, and I've talked about this a lot before in my other pregnancy videos, but you can watch those. I'll put a link for those up here somewhere. And so I've talked a lot about that journey and how pregnancy and having a baby and raising a baby in the first at least 2 months, which is all I know about so far, but it really changes things. It really completely changes your life, and you have to kind of just figure out a new way of doing things. It's like relearning how to eat or relearning how to do anything. It's challenging. So after I had the baby, I ended up having a C-section, which was not my choice, but there were some factors that made it necessary. After the C-section, everyone was healthy, everything was good, everything went great. She was fine and I was fine, but it was a little scary and time-consuming and you know, not what I was hoping for. But I've been trying to take everything in stride since I got pregnant, just thinking to myself, like, I don't get to choose anymore what's going to happen to me, because now there's another life involved. So I just try to be like easygoing with when things change how I don't want them to, which is similar to what happened with the breastfeeding. It has been a big challenge for me to get that right, and now I think we're on track, but it has made it my priority, right? Like having a safe birth was my priority for a while. Getting into breastfeeding was my priority for a while. Making those things work properly, making sure I had a happy baby that was sleeping enough and getting enough food and all those kinds of things, that was my priority. So for the first 2 months that she's been alive, I've been making that my priority, which means food hasn't really been my priority. I have been keeping smoothies in my life, so I try to do those once a day, and then some days that's the only healthy thing I can really do. I've been doing a lot of like sandwiches and stuff because it's just fast. So I would say the first couple months have been really focused on her and just trying to figure out how to be a mom, you know, and how to be parents suddenly, and these big changes that people go through when they're having a kid. Stuff you can't possibly prepare for, and then once you are into it, you just have to figure out what works for you. So that's what we've been focusing on, and now I'm feeling like you know, we just got done with Christmas, we got done with our family trip, we got done with a bunch of things that were going on. Now I'm just feeling like, okay, this is it. I'm ready to go. And as I talked about before, I kind of have planned January, February to be the months where I just get back into it, and I'm really actually feeling ready now, which is why I'm making this video. So now we're getting back into sort of a schedule with the foods I want to eat for breastfeeding, as well as being a nutritarian, and making sure I don't make her too gassy with my milk too, because that's another thing for me that I'm really making sure I try to figure out. Don't eat too many beans, because like one time I had chickpeas almost all day. Like I was eating a lot of homemade hummus, and that was like the fussiest day we've ever had, and I don't want to do that again. So I'm trying to make sure I can get nutritarian foods in and make sure that I'm producing milk that doesn't, you know, really bother her too much. So that's been my challenge in trying to figure out, and now I'm ready to tackle it and do little pieces at a time, you know, add in some lentils and then add in some whatever, and, you know, trying to make sure that I'm getting the right nutritarian foods. I'm completely ready, completely ready to go back to being vegan and dairy-free and mostly gluten-free and whatever it is. I feel like I've had my fill of, you know, travel foods or standard American diet foods or Christmas foods or Thanksgiving foods or whatever. I feel ready to move on. We'll talk a little bit about my weight. I keep dropping the phone because my hand is getting sore. But, okay, pregnancy-wise, I really had kind of a, sorry guys, I'm really uncoordinated right now. I really had a lot of weight gain. I expected it because I've been somebody who always gains weight really easy. So I knew I was probably going to gain a ton, and just that's something you just have to deal with. And so since the beginning, and I talked about before with my nausea and things like that, I was gaining weight faster than I wanted to, and I had to just let go and be like, all right, this is going to happen and I'll just fix it when I'm done. I gained a lot in the beginning, not as much in the middle, and then a lot at the end, like rapid fire. Gained a lot at the end, and I'm trying to think of why. I can't even really remember. I think it had a lot to do with just fluids and things like that. Also not eating very healthfully, so it was just very easy to gain weight at the end, which is interesting because now that I've had her, it's very easy to lose weight, and I'm sure that has a lot to do with the breastfeeding thing, because apparently you know, burn a lot of calories when you breastfeed. So it's been fairly easy for me to kind of come back down after that massive weight gain at the end. Stats, I'm 5'2.5", and my happy weight that I was at most recently before I got pregnant was 127. My favorite weight I've ever been at so far is like around 120, and my life goal is 105, 110, 115, something like that. That's my life goal. That's the nutritarian, you know, best kind of weight I could be at. So I started off my pregnancy at 127. I quickly gained 15 pounds from the first trimester nausea and stuff like that, and then I ended up the very end from all the weight gain from everything that happened at 174.4, which I've never been that weight before. It was a little terrifying to me, but interestingly enough, it only lasted for a few days. After I gave birth, I immediately lost 15 pounds, like without even blinking. So I was down to 160 very easily. And then within the next few weeks, I cut back a tiny bit on what I was eating, and I lost 10 pounds like that. So here I am right now at 150. I weighed myself this morning. I have gotten down to 147, but then we went away for Christmas and then blah blah blah. So my starting weight here is 150. My goal is 120, but then after that would be 105, 110, 115, you know, depending on how I feel about how it looks and how I feel and everything. I'm gonna be hopefully documenting my weight loss journey again, and I plan on just knocking this thing out and getting back to where I want to be. The other challenge, of course, you know, being a parent to a newborn, is wanting to exercise. For me, is like I want to exercise, I want to walk a lot, and I feel like I wish I could here, but in Vegas, Las Vegas, everyone knows we had a, you know, huge massacre recently, a few months ago, and I don't feel as safe here going out walking as I used to, for various other reasons too. There's been other things that I don't feel super safe in certain areas of this city. So I'm trying to figure out like that. Like I'm trying to find a good place to exercise that's convenient, that I can take my baby, and also just figuring out how to take a baby exercising, you know. I've done a lot of work with using carriers, various carriers for her, and she does not like carriers. It's a challenge for me because everyone I know is talking all about, oh, traveling is so easy, you just put them in a carrier, or exercising is so easy, we went out hiking and we just put them in a carrier, and my baby just doesn't like carriers. So I think once she gets a little bit bigger and I can have her front facing, she might like it a little bit more, but she doesn't like to be in a wrap style carrier for Long, or a baby Bjorn, or an Ergo, or anything like that. I've tried so many different ones. So we're working through that right now, trying to figure that out, and then also trying to bring in a car seat plus a stroller and all that kind of stuff is a lot of effort. And I tend to be, if you guys have been following me for any period of time, you'd know I tend to be the kind of person who likes to just get out the door, go for a walk, and be done with it. I hope to take her hiking and stuff soon, but it's also new mom, you know, how do I take enough clothes for her to make sure she's comfortable? How do I go hiking if she doesn't like a carrier? I mean, there's the types of hike that I do, it's impossible to take a stroller on, so I would need a carrier, and she's just not into that yet. So there's a lot of different challenges I'm trying to figure out, and I think I kind of narrowed it down now. We have a park nearby that I feel pretty safe in, and so I think I'm gonna just like bite the bullet and start to use the car seat and the stroller, drive there, walk, get that done with, and then come home. It's just I hate having to lug the car seat and do all the stroller and that kind of stuff, because she doesn't like the car seat at first. It takes her a little while to warm up to it, and then, you know, it's just all the challenges with my particular baby. And so we're trying to work out how I can get exercise regularly, because I just can't do it the way I used to, which is just throw on my shoes and go for a walk. Which is, you know, a parenting challenge, and it's the way it is now. So we'll figure this out, but I am determined to figure it out. So I'm going to be documenting my journey a bit on how I'm doing the exercise thing and how I'm, you know, doing the food thing. So what I've been doing lately is, in the last 2 days, is kind of the way I've worked out what I want to do for now. Smoothie in the morning. I have my favorite chocolate peanut butter smoothie, which if you want that recipe, there's a link for it down below. If you join my email newsletter, you get that on the second email. Then the next meal is a big bowl of oatmeal, and that's good for breastfeeding. So I've been doing oatmeal with like berries or with apples or whatever, just like a big cup of oatmeal. And then my last meal of the day is whatever. So it could be like veggie soup with a salad, or it could be a sandwich, or it could be, you know, if we're going out for Italian or whatever it is. Like, my diet's not perfect yet, but the plan is smoothie, oatmeal, and then something else. And as long as I've been reading up a lot on the forums on Dr. Furman's website about what to eat for breastfeeding, and so I'm adding avocado, half an avocado every day, and making sure I eat a lot of nuts and really good fats to keep the breast milk production up. So I'm transitioning right now into standard American diet, crappy pregnancy stuff, to how do I keep my milk supply up, being nutritarian and changing my diet again and whatever. So I'm working through those things. So I'm about 23 pounds over where I'd like to be. So that's my weight loss goal right now, is like 20 pounds, and we'll see how quick I can do it. But I'm also just being easy on myself, because dude, I have a new baby, you know, and she's awesome, and she's like, I would so much rather just sit and play with her and like poke her and kiss her and hug her and stuff than like worry about making a soup or whatever. So life changes in different times, and this is where I am right now. But I am also 100% sick of standard American diet, and it's only been a few months that it's been pretty bad for me as far as eating stuff that I don't think I should be eating, and I'm sick of it. Like, I'm over it. And that is always a really good feeling to have, because it means that, you know, you're not stuck in this rut, and you're not always going to be in this, you know, issue. Another thing too is that I've been in contact with a lot of friends and stuff, because we just had a baby and all that, and I'm hearing so many stories of friends who have diseases or illnesses or whatever, and it is so disheartening to hear this with the people that you love. They're going through these things, or their family members are going through things or whatever, and knowing that so much of it has to do with the food that we eat. Almost all of it, to me, has to do with the food that we eat, scientifically and all that kind of stuff. We know these things. This has given me so much motivation, because every time I think about eating something bad, I'm like, but I'm contributing to disease in my future, and that's stupid. And a lot of the times, you know, in the last few months, I've been like, screw it, like, bah. And I think that we all have that feeling at times, and that's why we fall off of our like diets and lifestyles at times. And for me, pregnancy and having a kid has really thrown me off, and I think that we can probably all relate with that at some points. So I'm done with that. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm getting back into having all the G-bombs every day, just making sure that I get in all the healthy foods that I possibly can, because being a nutritarian is the way to go. It is the way to go. I know that for sure, 100%. After all the times I've been off and back on and all that, I'm like ready to get back into it. What is that bus back there? always ads for shows or whatever here in Vegas. Anyways, okay, I think this video is long enough. I just wanted to kind of give you guys an update. So it is December right now. I don't know when I'm gonna exactly post this, but the plan is January, February, I'm gonna get back into making videos on a regular basis. Two things. I want to start actually having an income from this work that I do for you guys. So there's gonna be two things happening. Number one, I'm gonna start a Patreon channel, which is a, you know, Patreon account or whatever, which is a, where you guys can support me to create more videos, to give you guys some extra content as a patron of my channel. So you can support me on a monthly basis and I will give you some exclusive content. That's something I'm gonna be setting up pretty soon, so look out for that. The other thing I'm gonna be doing is coaching now. So I have several clients that I've been coaching successfully, and, you know, very happy with the way that that's been going, about diet coaching and lifestyle coaching and how to be a nutritarian, etc. Because if anyone knows, it's me. You know, getting back on, falling off the wagon, figuring out how to make it work for a busy life now with the family, and, you know, the challenges of having a newborn and these different kinds of things, and having had challenges of unsupportive spouses in the past, and unsupportive family members and things. I understand all of those challenges. So I will be doing some coaching very, very soon. I'll announce that very soon. It's on my website right now if you're kind of interested at this point, but I'll be doing some more announcement about that soon. So those are two things I'm going to be starting up this year. The rest of it, as far as free content goes, I'm planning on doing a video a week of some very basic eat to live nutritarian concepts to help you guys understand the whole of the diet and how it works. And then I'll be also updating about my weight loss journey and where I'm at. So as always, thank you so much for following along. I will see you guys very soon. Happy, happy, happy New Year. And please subscribe to my channel and pass it around if you think it's interesting or helpful. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye!